Right, I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rokah HaKadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So, starting back at Titus 2 and 3, coming back on what we left off of in the other video. So it says, in the other videos was named the wages of sin is death, right? So what we're going into, we're just going into how a man and or a woman supposed to present themselves, according to the scriptures, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos as well, is that now in these days, we're in 2023, people mainly speaking on you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the true Israelites according to prophecy, according to the Spirit, which is the word, right? You do not follow what the Lord commanded us to follow, man, at all. I remember, I forget the actress name, but she said that she was doing so bad in her relationships and she couldn't find out why. Women, they don't like to take accountability. That might hurt your feelings, for a lot of you women out there, even for those that have woken up into this truth. You don't know how to take accountability. And ultimately, when you ask a woman what was wrong in a relationship, they're always pointing the finger at the man, right? But never pointing the finger back at themselves. The hardest thing in the world to really understand is yourself, right? So what she pretty much said is that none of her relationships wasn't working. She couldn't really understand why they couldn't work. But she picked up the Bible and found out how a woman was supposed to be. And she said, since she followed after what is required of her in the scriptures, her relationship has lasted longer. Because this is how you're supposed to govern yourself to begin with. Even for you men, you're supposed to govern yourself by way of the scriptures. And the women, while the man is out working and doing what he needs to do in order to provide for the family, the woman is supposed to teach the children the laws, the statutes, and commandments. And we're going to grab that, I believe, in Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. A lot of these women want to just do whatever they want to do and think everything is just going to work out in their favor. So, for an example, they want to go to clubs. You know what happens in the clubs. You get drunk. You're with your little girlfriends. You get crazy. You start dancing on another man, which causes you to commit adultery if you have a husband at home, right? You want to go to bar. Same thing happens at bars, man. What women do at bars, man? A lot of times when a woman go to a bar, it's to meet up with a guy because she's looking for a guy if she's lonely. So married women shouldn't be going to bars and clubs. Now, you also have to understand this, because a lot of men and women believe that marriage is going to a club, going to the courtroom, signing a piece of paper, and now you are married. That's not what marriage is according to the Bible. What marriage is according to the Bible is one flesh, as two fleshes becoming one. Now, how does that happen? By way of sex. That's how you become married. If you go into Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, down to the 26th verse, there was a woman in the field. And when the man came up, and I'm going to get straight to the point, but if you want to read it, you can go through it. There was a woman in the field, and a man came up, and he took her by force, meaning what people call he graped her. I'm not going to say the R, I'm going to say grape, because they might take this video down if I say the word. He graped her, right? So he took her by force. And guess what? If she had no husband, that woman that he graped has now become his wife. And all he had to do was give the father 50 shekels of silver. He just had to enter her and give the father 50 shekels of silver. She now became his wife. So a lot of you people don't understand is that what y'all doing is y'all just casually going around having sex, thinking that's the thing to do, not knowing you are committing a sin unto death. Why you think there's so much death in the earth, man? And it's not just why you think there's so much death in the earth. Why you think people dying the way they are dying? Think about it. When the Lord put the curse upon Adam and the ones that came after Adam, you were supposed to die how? You were supposed to come out of the womb after 9 months, get to a certain age, let's say 100, 120, because the Lord put a limit on our ages now. And then you're supposed to die at old age. People not dying like that anymore, right? Rarely it is done, but people not really dying like that. Now you either getting shot, you getting hit by a diesel, you getting hit by a car, you get into a car accident, car explodes, right? You get a heart attack, cancer, HIV, which then mutates into AIDS and then kill you if you don't have something to slow the progression of it. There's all sorts of diseases now out there that's killing people. The C-19. So now it's not that people are dying by way of aging and just getting old and perishing, but now you're dying in grievous and gruesome ways, man, because that is called judgment. When children are born, some are born stillborn, some are born with deficiencies. And y'all say it's the work of God, which y'all completely right. It is the work of the Most High. But it ain't a good thing, man. It's not a good thing. When your child come out with a deficiency, it's not a good thing. And you see deformities in these children that have you like, dang, that's judgment. The Lord didn't do that. What you people call unrighteousness, the Lord did that because it's judgment. It's judgment. And maybe you can't take it, but I don't really give a shit. But this is why it's important to rehearse the righteous acts. You're not going to get the laws perfectly. No way in hell you can. You already defiled already. The woman, okay, so you will have to look at it in this situation, right? If you already had sex with multiple women, it's 100% chance that the woman that you have had sex with have had multiple men in their lives. Which means, one, the husband is the man that have taken their virginity. And from then on out, she's been committing adultery. And a lot of you people get it confused thinking that it's okay for you to just have sex with this guy. He makes you unhappy, or he don't fit your standards, and you get up and leave. And this is the same conversation that the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees had with Yahushua, who you early called Jesus. When you go into Matthew 19, what did they ask him? They said, is it okay for a man to leave his woman for any cause? For any cause. The Lord said, no, for in the beginning it was not so. For man and woman shall leave his father and mother and shall join his wife, and they shall become one flesh. He said, but because of the hardness of your hearts cause you to leave your wives. The hardness of your hearts. A man goes out, have sex with another woman, and he has a wife at home. He goes home. She found out that he's so-called cheating on her by either catching him in the act, or her friend seeing him, or she check it through his phone and find out. And then she gets up and leave, and they have a family. That is going off. You're not doing, she in particular is not doing what the Lord has required of her. A man in the scriptures is allowed to have multiple wives. King David The Lord himself gave King Saul's wives, plural, to King David. Jacob had wives and concubines. Concubines is just lesser wives, but they're still wives. Abraham. What happened if they were committing adultery with multiple women? Why wasn't the Lord putting them to death? The Lord allows a man to have multiple women, but a woman can only have one husband. So again, you people are committing sins unto death. But I'm going to end it from there and bring it back. And I'm going to finish this off. I know I haven't finished it, but I did, doing a little rambling. But trying to give you a little understanding on what are you people doing to commit sins that are unto death. And all you got to do is stop and repent. All you got to do is stop and repent. That's it. A woman, all she have to do is say, look, man, the next guy I get with, I'm going to make sure his mind is right. Right? I'm going to make sure his mind is right. But let me end it from there. I want to say Barak Ta Yahweh, Barak Ta Yahweh Shah, Barak Ta Yahweh, Barak Ta Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'd like to say Shalom.